A friend to many is a friend to no one. This quote is typically used for people who only befriend people for their own personal gain, but I truly believed when I was younger that my friendship with everyone meant that I was friends with everybody. And boy, was I wrong. And now I'm gonna teach you, stars, on how to let go of those one sided slash fake friendships, starting with number one, recognizing that friendship for what it is. And I'm gonna help you through this by listing some examples. Start with number one. You plan everything. In fact, every time you plan to hang out, your friend either cancels last minute multiple times, says, oh, they're gonna be late, and they're late, expending like for a long time, multiple times. And sometimes it really is just like they're just a bad planner, but other times it can also indicate they just didn't really want to hang out with you for real. Especially if you see them like always on time with other hangouts, but not on time for you. Number two, when you are talking by yourself, they just start dissociating and just waiting for you to be done talking until they could somehow make the conversation about themselves. Yeah, that definitely shows an indication of a one-sided friendship. In fact, once you really think about it, do they even know who you are? Have they even asked you a single question about who you are as a person? Yikes. Number three, not really one-sidedness, but just kind of mean and fake, is you are constantly above the joke. Unless you're completely fine with it and you're just like, yeah, I don't mind being the joke because I make myself the joke in a friendship, like you're like the court jester of the friend group, okay. But if you're not the court jester of the friend group and they're making you the jester, what the heck? Especially if you then set that boundary, you're just like, hey, I actually don't want you making jokes, like, can you not make jokes about me? And instead of being like, hey, I respect you, I'm no longer gonna make jokes about you. Nah, they just say, the world is mean. They just make an excuse like the world is mean, you need to grow thick skin. Yo, is your friend? Is your friend competing with the world to be your op? Number four, whenever you make a comment, a joke, or just a simple question like, oh yeah, where are we going by the way, it is either ignored, like vaguely answered, or when we make a joke, it just comes with a But when someone makes the exact same joke, someone else makes the exact same joke, the exact same comment, or asks the same, where are we going? Like simple question, it is brought with enthusiasm as people are actually answering the question correctly. People are actually even laughing at the joke that you made. Yeah. That can be definitely an indication of a one-sided friendship, in my opinion. Number five, they never invite you to things, ever. Like the friend group or like that one friend is constantly inviting other people to things while you're the one that constantly has to plan with people, with that person, to get them to hang out with you. Or even worse, whenever they do invite you, you are the photographer. In all aspects, you're the photographer, but never in the photo. Because they don't want to like ask a random person when they have you. And of course, there are other examples to show whether or not you're in a one-sided friendship, but you're not here to hear examples. You're here to figure out how to let that go because you have recognized, hey, I might be in a one-sided friendship. In fact, after hearing those examples and really thinking about it, I am in a one-sided friendship. In fact, let me make it more clear to you before I tell you the next step, all right? What you are in is a one-sided friendship where you are putting all of the effort and they are doing nothing. Nothing. So whatever delusions you came up with prior to this video, let that go. Let that go. Because trust me when I say this, those delusions aren't changing the situation you are currently in. Alright, buddy? Alright, stars? So take action. Whether it's the advice that I give you or the advice that you come up with yourself, take the action you need to let go of that friendship. So now that we hopefully got rid of your delusions, now let's get to step number two, which is communicating with them about how you feel about that friendship. I'm mainly interested in people where the friendship started off nice, but then started slowly becoming one-sided. If you started off one-sided and it still is one-sided now, just skip to step number three. All right, you don't need to do step number two. But no, seriously, for the people who start off nice and end up kind of bad, communicate with them. Because sometimes it's not you. Sometimes it's not even them. Sometimes it's just life, man. Sometimes life is just happening. And if you really want to just figure out, okay, what's going on, communicate with them. Ask them, hey, like, I've been wondering, like, how come we haven't been really hanging out that much recently? Like, what's been going on? Like, what's been happening? And 9 times out of 10, it really is just life happening. But very rarely, and almost sometimes, yeah, it's not life happening. It is them just not wanting to put an effort. And you'll find out through their reason. You'll find out through their really bad excuses. And even worse, you'll find out through them saying they will put effort and then they just choose not to. If these three things are happening, or something like that is rare, but obviously disrespectful is happening, step number 3, cut them off. And this doesn't even need to be explained any further. Like, ghost them back if you need to. Let them know through a text message or through a call, or maybe even preferably in person. Like, hey, like, I'm done with this friendship. Keep it short, keep it clear, keep it concise, because you already had if you started communication, you already had a talk with them and they're still not putting effort. Yeah, unless there's a good reason as to why they're not putting effort. Yeah, no, we're not doing that in 2025. And if they, after you cut them off, be like,
wait, no, I still want to put effort. Like, wait, no, I still want to be your friend.
If it takes them getting cut off to finally realize, oh wait, you're actually worthy being my friend, it's not worth being friends with them. Trust me. Of course, maybe later down the line, you might become friends again. You never know, because the future is not written in stone. Bars. However, now, no, you're not being friends with this person right now. No, we just got you out of the delusional world. We're not putting you back in. No, all right? So now you've communicated with them. If not, you communicate with them, or cut them off. This is step number 4 on how to let go of this one-sided / fake friendship, which is to do things that you like to do to heal yourself. No self-sabotaging, but things that are great to heal yourself. And luckily for you, I'd already made a video about moon signs and how to self-regulate based on your moon sign. So you could check those out for self-regulation. But if you don't want to use astrology, that's completely fine, because I already have a bunch of things I'm going to say right now. Counseling, professional help, therapist, psychiatrist, anything that you feel you need, talk it out with somebody professional. This is going to be a weird one. Everything shower. Doing a self-care day. Like, you know what? This is so sad, but like, at least I'm gonna look good while doing it. Doing a full self-care day. What I do is a manicure, a pedicure. I'll do a face mask. I'll watch a movie while doing it. I'll do like an Epsom salt bath. I'm doing everything. And I feel so much better after. I feel so much cleaner. I'm just like, yeah, I'm sad about this friendship, but at least I look good while doing it. Number 3, journaling about it, or even better, video journaling about it. I know I recommend this in like almost every single video, but I emphasize it because journaling, oh my god, it's so peak, because you look back at like your old memories of going through this, like your breakup with your friendship, and you're just like, wait, actually, wow, like I'm really glad about how far I came from going through this breakup to now doing step number 4, which we'll talk about later. So trust me, we'll get there. Fitness or weightlifting in general, just weightlifting and fitness in general. So if you don't do weightlifting, walking, yoga, dancing, yeah, running around in a circle, jumping. Do something to move your body. Don't stay stiff and sad. Move around and you'll feel so much better. Trust me. Especially with weightlifting, because you lift that heavy weight and you just like all that you get from lifting the weight is just like you just letting go of like the sadness of that friendship. It's awesome. And of course, letting yourself cry about it. Letting yourself not only forgive them, but also to forgive yourself. Cry about it, rehash about it multiple times through therapy or with a friend, a trusted friend. Journaling about it while crying. It's completely fun to just cry about it. You're not weak for crying, because it is sad what you went through. So let yourself just pretend a tear's coming down. Cry about it. I can't cry on command. I'm so sorry. Like, I really can't. But really though, just do something to spark up your life that isn't you going back to that friendship, because trust me, you're not doing that. And once you feel ready to put some thought into this, really write down and figure out the qualities that you need / want in a friendship. And I want you to get into real detail on what type of friends do you want. Like, what values do these friends carry? What do you guys do together? Do you do everything together? Do you only do one thing together? Do you do a few things together? What do you guys do? What type of humor do they have? Do they have the same humor as you? Do they not have the same humor as you? Like, what is going on in that friendship that you want in your life? Really write down all the qualities that you think. I'm gonna list some things to think about as well that you want in a friendship. I also recommend creating a vision board as well, because that's what I did. I created a vision board. I created a Pinterest board on what type of friends I wanted, and I feel like seeing that really does help you get a picture on what type of friends you want, type of things you'd kind of do together. And honestly, those type of friends came into my life, and that's something that I feel like will really help you as well. Creating a vision board and writing down what you want in a friendship. So once you have figured out, okay, I know what type of friends I want, number 6, go out there and find them. No, seriously, go on social media, maybe like find some mutuals that you want to find and have some online friends if you want. Maybe friends that like you were like, oh yeah, we actually live nearby. Why not? Of course, be safe. Be safe with that. Luckily, I have some safe online friends, but be safe. If you don't want to go on an online friend approach, completely fine. If you're in a university, I highly recommend when university does start, because I know we're in summer right now, join clubs. Join whatever club you think might not be as interesting, super interesting, to like something interesting. So you really understand like, okay, what things do I actually like? Because I remember I joined a club that I thought, I might as well join it because I'm just kind of bored and, you know, I have somewhat of an interest on it. And I found some friends there. I found some people who I enjoyed being around. I enjoyed the club a lot. So just join clubs, join activities, join things that are going on in your school, in like the area that you're in. Go on meetup.com and look at what events are going on in your city that you could go to and talk to people. Because you'd be surprised how many people are also willing to connect with you. They're willing to actually speak to you and talk to you and get to know you. Because of course, some people be like, oh my God, no, I'm like exclusive only. But there's people who are like, oh yeah, like we could talk, let's hang out, let's talk. Just a little bit like rejection therapy vibes, but like you'd be surprised how many people like don't say no. And now we're here for the final advice on how to let go of that one-sided friendship. And now we're getting some new friends. What I wanted to do now, as you're doing that as well, is to never fall for a one-sided friendship again. Because friendships where there is a level of deep, even almost intimate connection does in fact exist outside of your significant other, outside of your family members. Depth in friendships do exist. And if you don't want depth, friendships where there is just at least a basic level, bare minimum respect towards one another and effort exist. So as you go around doing step number 6, meeting new people, don't make the same mistake I did, where you are meeting new people, but you're so guarded that you start doing the same thing that your friends did, if not worse, to your new friends, because you're assuming, oh, they're gonna be just like my old friends. How do you know that? You don't know them. Keep an open heart. Of course, keep yourself protected, but keep an open heart and an open mind, and the fact that your old friends aren't gonna be seen in your new friends. And if they are, leave them. If they aren't, great. But don't assume that every new friend you make is gonna be like your old friends. Trust me, you'll become a terrible friend, if not worse. You're gonna be left alone. And to really make sure you never fall for a one-sided friendship, always remember your why. Why do you not want to fall for a one-sided friendship anymore? Of course, you guys will all have your own reasons as to why, but I'm here to give you another reason as to why not to fall for a one-sided friendship, if you haven't thought about this already. Because falling for a one-sided friendship is like not being true to yourself in the slightest. Because how can you say, oh, I'm true to myself, oh, I love myself, oh, I care about myself, while you're also in a friendship where they could give less of a damn about you. They could give less of a damn about how true you are, how amazing you are. It sounds like a contradiction, a terrible one to be in, an oxymoron even. I'm gonna stop. Also, if you were being true to yourself, would you engage with people who mean mug you every time they see you, glare at you every time they see you, or even worse, they pretend you don't even exist unless you speak, and then by then it's just like a, here she go again, here you go again, here they go again, stay talking. Yeah. How can you say you're true to yourself, you love yourself, but you're hanging out with people who are like that? That's why you should never fall for a one-sided fake friendship. So if you are watching this video still and you're conjuring up some Ouija board-esque reason as to why, but my friend isn't that bad, like, my one-sided friendships are that bad, or even worse, you're making new friends and you're seeing the patterns of the one-sidedness and you're just still making those excuses as to why, oh no, they're still great, they're still nice, right? Because I made new friends this time. I'm here to tell you that if you stay in that one-sided fake friendship, you are not being true to yourself in the slightest, and you'll never reach your ideal self. Because would your ideal self stay with people like that? Yeah. Because your ideal self would stay with people who love to be around you, who enjoy your presence, who sees you and they're like, oh my God, it's you. It doesn't matter how much stuff you do for them. It's not because you pay for things. It's not because you say nice things sometimes. It's not because you show effort. It's because you're you. They like you for you. And friendships like that exist. I have friends like that now. So if I, after years of going through some terrible friendships, can now have friends who love me for me, why can't you do the same? Because you can do the same. I literally just taught you how to do the same. So go out there and do it. So now, if you enjoy this advice, like the video, comment down below what was your favorite advice, or comment down below some things that happen in your friendships. Why not? Let's get a conversation going, and what you want to do now to like make new friends without, doxing yourself. Don't do that in my comments, please. I will just delete that comment. I swear I will. And of course, subscribe, because I'll be making a video next month about romantic relationships and why I will no longer be giving romantic advice, because the term coaches don't play, in my opinion. Actually, no, I won't. Actually, I'll be hush. Just know I'm not giving romantic advice anymore, but I'll make a video as to why. Bye, stars.